Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese metaphysics master in Hong Kong. Today I'm going to do something that I've never done before and hopefully you like it. Hopefully you give me some feedback on it. We are going to talk about purple star astrology. So usually I'm only talking about Bazi Astrology or Qimeng and Feng Shui, but this is now purple star astrology, which is a whole different way of or a whole different astrology system within the realm of Chinese metaphysics. It's very, very different than Bazi. In some ways, it's more accurate, or it can fill in the gaps or the blanks that you of the things that you can't see in a Bazi chart. So this is a whole new topic, and if you like it, let me know so I can provide more content on that. But this is just a little introduction on purple star astrology and what you can see in the chart, something that you can immediately apply. So obviously, first you need to plot your purple star astrology chart. And you go to this link here that is on the screen, and I'll also put it in the description to the video. Now, for purple star astrology, we need lunar time. However, with this chart plotting method, you input your regular date and time of birth, the same date and time of birth that you would otherwise use for Bazi or Qimeng. Use it here. The plotter will automatically convert it to lunar time. Yeah, so don't worry about the conversion. It will automatically do that for you. So enter your regular date and time of birth. And then what you want to do, you want to choose the flying star method, not the Sanhe method. Choose a flying star method to plot the chart. Also, what's important, you need to know your time of birth. Without the time of birth, you will not get an accurate chart. So please input your time of birth as well. All right. So then once you have plotted your chart, you will get something like this. And as you can see, this already looks very, very different than a Bazi chart. You don't even see any Chinese characters here. Now, what we are looking at today is specifically, we are looking at your origin palace. The origin palace in the Ziwei Doushu chart, or in the purple star astrology chart, is the palace that has the strongest energy. It's also your decision-making palace, and it sort of like it influences how you take decisions in life. Important decisions, yeah, not just day to day, should I go to the hairdresser today or tomorrow? It's about important decisions, yeah? So what are big decisions, or what are important decisions? Whether you want to migrate or not, whether you want to study or not, what sort of career you choose, who you get married to, yeah? Those are big decisions. And so the palace of origin, or the origin palace, shows us how a person takes decisions, or who or what they are influenced by when they are taking decisions. All right, so how do you identify your palace of origin? So first thing is you need to check here where it says year. Yeah, so this person is born in a Gengzi year, metal rat. So you look at the stem. This is Geng. Yeah, this is Geng metal. And then knowing that, you check every palace where you find the Geng. So specifically, you look in these at the bottom right, yeah, where you find the Geng. So here, Geng. It says Gengchen, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, we only need to know, we're only looking for the stem, not the branch. Geng, where you see Geng, this is the palace that you need to focus on. This is your origin palace. And in this case, it is also the siblings palace for this person. Yeah, so this is where a person has the Geng. So it may be somewhere completely different for you. Just check where it is. Now, some people may have two palaces where they find their stem. In that case, it is two aspects that influence decision making. Yeah, not everyone has two palaces. Some do, some don't. So check every single palace where you have your year stem, and that will be your origin palace. All right. Forget about the rat here. This person is born in the metal rat year. And here it says metal dragon, not important. The metal gung is the important part. All right. So this then determines how you generally take decisions in life. Yeah. There's no good or bad. There can be good events that or good people that help you make the right choices, but there can also be bad events or bad people that help you make good choices or avoid bad decisions. Yeah. So whether in which palace it is doesn't indicate that it's good or bad. Yeah. It just indicates a difference in decision making. Now, let's say you have the year stem in your life palace. That usually means that you are fairly independent. Yeah, you are the decision maker and you don't really care about what other people say. You may listen to other people's opinions, but ultimately you trust yourself enough to take the right decisions. So you make a lot of important decisions all by yourself without being influenced by others. You just know what you want and you go for it. And you also don't often ask for advice. Even if you ask for advice, you've already decided in your mind what you actually want to do, and you just want confirmation. And if the person doesn't confirm your own decisions, you're still going to go ahead with whatever you've decided. Yeah. So these people are very, very independent. They can do anything they want without relying on other people's opinions. Yeah. So that's when you have it in a life palace. If you have your year stem in the siblings palace, like in this particular case, then very often your mother or your siblings are the most influential people in your life when it comes to making a decision. Yeah, especially your mother. Your mother's words or actions or advice will influence you a big deal when you're making important decisions. It doesn't mean that you always follow your mother's advice. Yeah. Obviously, we all at some point take advice without listening to our parents. But there is a tendency to make sure that you at least, spitball things with your mom before you take a decision. You want to hear her feedback, also your siblings as well. So you sort of worry a little bit more than other people about what your mother may think about your life decisions or what your siblings may think about your life decisions. Now, let's say you don't have a mother, maybe your mom died very early on, or you grew up just with your dad for other reasons. It can also indicate that you have like a subconscious need or craving for motherly love, or you tend to marry someone who can somehow replace your mother. Your husband may be very caring and motherly, yeah? So this can indicate then that you may ask your husband a lot for advice. Now, let's say your spouse, let's say you're a woman and your husband has his year stem in the siblings palace. Then you need to make sure that you get along with his mother, yeah, in order to have influence over his life or to influence his decisions. Yeah, that's very, very important. Now, let's say you have your year stem in the spouse palace, which is this one here. Now, the distribution of the palaces may look different on each chart. Yeah, this is just a sample chart. Your life palace, siblings palace, spouse palace, they may be in different locations in your own chart. But there will always be the same sort of palaces. Now, the spouse palace, if your year stem is in the spouse palace, you tend to put a lot of weight on what your partner thinks about your decisions. Yeah, or you make drastic decisions because of a relationship. Maybe you migrate, you move to a different country because of a relationship. Yeah. Or you sacrifice a lot of life because of a relationship. So the spouse palace, it doesn't just mean that you do everything that your spouse thinks that you should be doing, and that before you take any major decision, you always ask your spouse first and you do what they say. No, but their opinion, their feedback, their expectations are very important for you. Now, if you are single, it doesn't mean that this is not important. But if you are single and you want to remain single, very often your choices in life are based on your perception of what you would have to give up or sacrifice if you were in a relationship. So anything you do, or before you get into a relationship, you tend to think about, would that mean that I would have to give up my career if I got in this relationship? Would it mean that I would have to move away from my family if I got in this relationship? So the relationship aspect in your life is very important before you take a decision. Yeah. Whether or not you're in a relationship, whether you're single or not, somehow that aspect in life does play a role whenever you take a decision. Now, the next one is the Children Palace. So if your year stem is in the Children Palace, a lot of times you, before you take a big decision in life, you think first about how this will affect your children. For example, before you choose a spouse, you make it very clear that you're on the same page when it comes to children, that both of you want children or that both of you don't want children, yeah, or that you are in total agreement over how to raise children. Yeah, this is the main concern. If you don't want to have children, then again, your decisions are sort of like revolving around that. If you, like, before you get into a relationship, the most important thing for you is to make sure that this person also doesn't want to have children. So this becomes like a critical sort of like a critical factor in how you choose your relationships. Now, the Children Palace is also the Sex Palace. So decisions, if you have your year stem there, then a lot of times you find yourself making decisions because maybe you've been entangled in an affair, or maybe suddenly you'll get pregnant because of an affair, or something happens with respect to your sex life that leads you to making drastic decisions in life. Yeah. So it's not just children, but also the process of making children. So your sex life. So, a lot of people, they jump from one affair to another, from one guy to another. They're just having fun. And so they tend to take like really drastic decisions that are incomprehensible to other people, just because they want to have fun. So these people usually have their year stem, or very often have their year stem in the Children Palace. Now, then we've got the Wealth Palace. So this one here, if you have your year stem in the Wealth Palace, then money is a critical factor in life. Yeah. So everything you do in life is about money and about finances. You base your life decisions on the monetary value or the monetary outcome of a decision, including when you choose a spouse. Yeah. So you think about, okay, well, do they come from a rich background or a poor background? Or maybe you don't care so much about that, but you want to make sure that your spouse definitely has financial management skills. You don't want someone who just spends their money or doesn't have any ambitions at all. So this is a critical factor. And of course, when it comes to career, the monetary factor, the monetary aspect is always the most important one. Now, then the Health Palace. If you have your year stem in the Health Palace, your health and your physical condition influence your life decisions. So maybe health keeps you from achieving important goals or good grades in school. Or maybe your health is such that it influences the opportunities that you get in life. Or maybe your body is extremely strong and it will give you the ability to become an athlete and compete in sports competitions, or to become a soldier or something like that. Yeah. Or you are very, very pretty. Yeah. You look really, 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 really beautiful and handsome. And this is what brings you a lot of opportunities to advance in life. Yeah. So whatever you do in life, sort of one thought is always, how does this affect my physical health or my well-being or my looks. Yeah, this is always an important factor. Now then we get to the travel palace. If you have your year stem in the travel palace, the experiences you make in life are the most critical factor in your decision making overall. Yeah, the more experiences you have, the more experiences you make, the better you are at finding the right direction in your life. And it helps you to just look back at past events. Whenever you're at a time of decision making, you're like, what did I do in the past when I was in a similar situation? So these past experiences, they serve as guidelines for your future decisions, which means you need to have a lot of exposure to new people, new environments, new experiences in life, so that you can gain those experiences that will help you make decisions. Then the next one is the Friends Palace. So having the year stem there means that a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times, peer pressure will lead you to make certain decisions in life. So peer pressure influences you a lot. Whether you want to admit it or not is a different thing, but this is often a critical driver in your decision making. So if you're faced with a big decision in life, you always first ask and check what other people do, or you check in with your friends, what they think, what they would do before you make a decision. And so for someone who has the year stem in the Friends Palace, it's very important that they are exposed to or surrounded by, well, it sounds a little bit nasty, but good quality people. If they're surrounded by people with a bad moral compass, then they constantly tend to get into trouble because of peer pressure. So it's important for you to be surrounded by people of integrity, by people who are very professional, by people who are honest, and that will then lead you in the correct direction in life whenever you need to make a decision. Now then, the career palace here, if your year stem is in this palace, then this basically your attitude towards your work or your job or your career is the biggest driver when it comes to decisions. Yeah, you need to make sure that you have a really good resume and that you're very, very diligent at work, because that offers you more opportunities. The better you become in your career, the better decisions you take. So don't be a slacker. You really constantly need to improve yourself, because then opportunities will come your way and you can make a decision as to whether you want to advance in your career or not. Now, if we're reading the chart of a child, then the career palace refers to academics. So the academic results are the key drivers to determine how you advance in life. Yeah, what course you take next, or what study path you take. Yeah, if at all. So as a child, we look at this as the academic palace. Now, if you're already retired, then the career palace governs your day-to-day activities. Like what is the core activity during your day? So maybe you're retired and you're now following your hobby or your dream, and you like to just go fishing. Yeah, you go fishing 3-4 hours a day every day, or many times. Or maybe you just like to play mahjong every day with your friends. And this is a core activity, so this will then become the key driver for the decisions that you take. Yeah, and then we interpret it that way. Then we've got the property palace. So if your year stem is in the property palace, the property palace is not just physical property in the sense that you have a house or assets, but it also represents family. So you focus a lot on family. Family has a big influence over how you take decisions. So for example, before you get married to someone, you want to make sure that your family agrees with that person, with your spouse selection. Yeah. before you migrate anywhere, before you maybe move to a different city or different country for your job, you first check um, how you can make this palatable to your family. If your family completely disagrees that you're doing this, that you're moving anywhere without them, you will not do it. So family is really, really important. And whatever your family says about your spouse or your career or your life decisions, that is the most important factor. Again, not 100%, but this is always in the back of your mind. Then we've got the mental palace. So if your year stem is found in the mental palace, your own belief systems, your moral compass, and your mindset are the main factors when it comes to making important decisions. Yeah. So your dreams and your ambitions are key here. If you have a positive mindset and determination, you will be able to achieve anything. So with a negative mindset, probably your decision making is going to be influenced by the worst case scenario thinking. Yeah. So if you have your year stem in the mental palace, it's very important that you keep a positive mindset and a positive outlook, because that will then open up the world to you. It will show you much more opportunities. The more negative of a mindset you have, the less opportunities you will see. So this is important. And then lastly, we've got the parents' palace. So if your year stem is found in the parents' palace, then your parents, especially the father, will play an important role in influencing you and becoming who you are today and how you take decisions. So the way your father carries himself, the rules he imposes, the way he raised you, all this affects you in your decision making. Now, you may not have had a positive relationship with your father, and that also influences how you take decisions and how you behave in life. Yeah, so it's not always just positive. Or maybe you didn't have a father when you grew up, and so you're always looking for a father figure in your life. And so that also plays a role in whatever decision you take. So the parents' palace is more towards father. The siblings palace includes siblings and the mother. Yeah, so there's the distinction here. All right. So hopefully this was a little bit interesting to you. Hopefully it resonated. Let me know whether you like more of this content. And yeah, then I will dive in deeper and go in deeper into purple star astrology, or Ziwei Doushu as it's called in Chinese. All right. Let me know in the comments how you like this, whether it resonates. And if you do have any questions, you can also email me. My email is in the description to the video. And in the meantime, as always, please like and share this video and subscribe to my channel so we can grow this community. All right. Take care, you guys. See you soon.